My name is Daniel. This is my channel Star Pages. Today I'm going to be reviewing You Should See Me in a Crown by Leah Johnson. You Should See Me in a Crown is about Liz Lighty, who is a poor black girl living in a small prom-obsessed town in Indiana, and her big plan to escape this town is to use the financial aid that she will be rewarded when she earns a place on the orchestra at Pennington College. But when the financial aid falls through, the only way she can get the money she needs is to win the scholarship that her school offers to the students who win prom king and queen. But this is going to be a problem because she is a bit of a social outlier, and she's also starting to fall for Mac, who is also competing for prom queen. So I gave this book 5 out of 5 stars. I loved it. It's probably, like, most definitely going to be on my top 10 books of the year. Well, at least I think so, depending on what I read, because I don't really know what I'm going to read. Well, I mean, I know what I'm going to read, but I don't really know what I'm going to read. You know what I'm saying? Yes, you do. Okay, so You Should See Me in a Crown, review time. The characters, let's talk about the characters first. Let's talk about the characters. The characters in this book, all of them were three-dimensional. Like, no matter how little time they were on screen, each character was three-dimensional. They had different personalities, and even if I didn't like them, you know, they just felt real. And Liz in particular, I loved Liz and her little friend group. I loved her friend. Like, it was really amusing to read about the friends and to see the different personalities shining through. But I do wish I saw the friends, like the friend group, interacting more, like outside of prom planning and stuff. But I do understand why we saw them, like, in that situation, in only that situation, because prom did become a big part of Liz's life, like, during the events of this book. But I still do wish we saw the friend group, the friends interacting outside of prom planning. But whatever, we can get over that. Liz also mentioned that the students in the school didn't fit into stereotype because the athletes were also on the honor roll and the geeks were also throwing the best parties and whatever, but you could still tell that she still believed the stereotypes about each person to a certain degree. And as you read along in the book, you can sort of see her, like, letting go of those stereotypes and seeing people for who they really are, and seeing more to each person. Like, you could see when she started becoming friends with people who she never thought she would be friends with because they were in a whole different social group than her, and she had built up this whole idea about who they were. And then once she started doing the prom thing and she's opening up and people are seeing her for who she is and she's seeing people for who they are, it was really interesting to read and it was really fun to read about. Also, the friendship dynamic, I spoke about the friend group. I love the friendship dynamic between the main friend group who was helping her run for prom court and stuff. This one guy who used to be her friend for a while, but then something happened and now they're not friends, but they're kind of becoming friends again. I love reading about that whole dynamic and the dynamic between Liz and Mac before they went on their first date. You know, the pining and the friendship part of the build up. That was, for lack of a better word, it was cute. Okay, it was cute, like so cute that I want an art print to put up on my wall, even though the book was this small. That's how invested I was in their relationship. Which I'm talking about friendship and I'm already on the romance. Their friendship was cute, and the romantic aspect of their relationship was cute. It was really believable, the build up, even though it was like pretty quick because, you know, the book was short. It didn't feel rushed because, you know, they went through a whole bunch of different events when they were running for prom king and queen. So the build-up was believable and their romance was pretty cute. And like, Mac liked Liz for Liz and Liz liked Mac for Mac, and it was so cute. There's this particular scene, like, Liz goes to school with her hair slicked back every day, and when she was going on a date with Mac, she wore her hair out like natural with nose, and Mac was like, oh my god, and I was like, oh my god. And let's try to review. Am I doing a very good job? I don't think so. I'm also not doing a very good job at Englishing right now, but we can get over that. The family dynamic, it was so great to read about the relationship between Liz and Robbie. Robbie is Liz's younger brother who has sickle cell anemia, and his disease wasn't used as like a plot point. You know what I'm talking about? It wasn't just there when he needed something to happen, and then you forget about it when sky is clear and whatever. It was always there, and even though it's not used as a plot point, it's still used to show how Liz cared for Robbie. And like there was an incident where he had to go to the hospital and Liz was beating herself up because I'm his older sister, I should have noticed, blah 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 blah. You could tell she really cared about him, and Robbie really cared about Liz because he was the one who was like, you can win prom queen, that's where you're going to get the money from, and he was her biggest supporter and her first supporter, and that was it was like peak sibling relationship right there. And the relationship between Liz, Robbie, and her grandparents, that was also really cute, and the whole dynamic, it was very believable, it was very real, and it was really nice to read about. That's all I can say. That's not all I can say, that's the only thing that's coming to my brain right now. Plot itself, it was really amusing to read about, like different events that the students running for prom court and prom king and queen had to do. It was really amusing. I didn't like I don't know, is it realistic? I don't care. It probably is, but for me it isn't. For somebody out there, if you live in America and there's a thing and you've read the book, let me know if like it's even close to what actually happened. I mean, you don't have to, but if you want, let me know, because for me it isn't something that just seems realistic to me. But I love it anyway. It was fun to read about it, and it was fun to read about. That's all you need to know. Also, the thing I love the most about this book was that while it was mostly about black joy, like the whole book was, while it had other aspects, it was really showcasing black joy. But while it was doing that, it didn't shy away from different conflicts. But I do wish the conflicts, like, I don't want to say lasted for a little. I wish the conflicts lasted a little bit longer, because when the conflicts appear, they usually resolve on like that same page or the next page. And while it didn't take away from the story for me, and I hope it won't take away from the story for you, I still do wish it went on for a little bit longer, or the consequences were a little bit bigger. So that's all I have to say. Also, trigger warning for homophobia, racism, and outing, and anxiety attacks. Oh, the anxiety rep. Liz has anxiety, and when she was going through an anxiety attack, or she felt the anxiety building, like she felt the attack building up, that was very real for me. It was very relatable for me. While everybody else, like everybody goes through, everybody has different experiences, it was pretty similar to what I go through. So that was done very well. So that's all I have regarding liking, commenting, and subscribing. Do what you want. Wait. If you read the book, let me know in the comments or on social media what you thought. If you haven't read the book, read the book please, and tell me what you thought. I mean, you don't have to, because regarding liking, commenting, and subscribing, do what you want. Bye.